Let's go ahead and solve number 1 from section 1.2 homework exercises. According to the survey, 15,154,675 people can speak a language other than their native language. Round this number to the nearest 100. Okay, hundreds. Okay, we got 15,154,675. So hundreds is right here. You look at the place to the right, which in this case is a tenth. If it's 5 or more, you add 1. If it's 4 or less, you keep it the same. So hundreds would be 15,154,000. And then, whoops, there's a 7 in the 10, so we would add 1. So it would be 700, then you put the rest zeros. Thousands, then you just go to the thousands, which is the 4. There's a 6 to the right, so we'd round up, so it'd be 15,155,000, and then all zeros. 10,000, there's a 5. A 4 is to the right in the thousands. 4 or less, we keep it the same, so it'd be 15,150,000. To the nearest 100,000, there's a 1. A 5 is next to the right, so 5 or more, we add 1, so it'd be 15,200,000. And finally, to the near million. Millions is the 5 right here. There's a 1 in 100,000, so we'd leave it just 15 million. And to the 10 millions, we would have, at the 10 millions is the 1. There's a 5 before it, so we'd go up to 20 million. Got my, let's try that again. 20 million, 20, comma, 3 zeros, and then 3 more zeros. Okay? So again, always look to the right of the 1 you're rounding off. For example, for the hundreds, we look to the tens. The tens had, if it's 5 or more, you add 1. If it's 4 or less, you keep it the same. That's the rule for rounding. Okay, so let's go ahead and put those values in to make sure we got them correct. To the nearest 100 was 15,154,700, right? Because we had a 7 in the 10, so we rounded up. To the nearest 1,000, 15 million. And then it would be 155,000 because there's a 6 in the 100, so we round up. To the nearest 10,000, we have a 4 in the 1,000, so we keep it the same. So it'll be 15,150,000 and 3 more zeros. To the nearest 100,000, we have a 1. To the right is a 5, so we'd round up. So we would add 1, make it 200,000. To the nearest million, we have a 1 in the 100,000, so we'd leave it alone at, just keep it the same, which is 15 million. Put a bunch of zeros after it. And then finally, 10 million is the 1, the furthest to the right, and there's a 5 in the million, so we'd round up. So we go up to, add 1 to get 20 million. All right, very good. Let's look at homework exercise number 2. Round to the nearest thousandths. That's TH means decimals. So 1.26625 tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Okay, remember this starts with the tenths, hundredths, thousandths is the third place. There's a 2 to the right, so if it's 4 or less, we keep it the same. So it'd be 1.266 to the nearest thousandth, or 3 decimal places. To the nearest 100,000, okay, 100,000, we've got 2.05982134. 100,000 is tenths, hundredths, thousands, 10,000s. 100,000s is the 2. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th place. After the 2, to the right of a 2 is 1. 4 or less, so we keep it the same. So it'll be 2.05982 to the nearest 100,000. Tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. 5 decimal places. All right, let's go ahead and put that in. All right, very good. Number 4, obtain an estimate for the following computation by rounding the number so that the resulting arithmetic can be easily performed or in your head, then use a calculator to perform the computation. How reasonable is your estimate? Okay, $8.75, I think I would just round off to $9. $3.03, I'd round off to 3, and $18.32, let's just round off to 18. So we'll just use whole numbers. 9 plus 3 is 12, plus 18 is $30. So an estimate is going to go ahead, is going to be $30. All right, and the actual sum is, using the calculator, $8.75 plus 303 plus 1832 is $30.10. Okay, so the estimate was a what? Very reasonable. It was just what? A little bit lower, only by 10 cents. So definitely estimate, it was reasonable, very close, and it was just a little bit lower. All right, very good. Let's look at homework exercise number 5. Obtain an estimate for the following computation by rounding the numbers so that the resulting arithmetic can be formed by hand or in your head, then use a calculator to perform the computation. How reasonable is your estimate? Okay, so 97.92. I'm going to go ahead and round to 100. To make it easy, 6.8, I'm just going to go ahead and round up to the nearest 10, which is 10. So 100 divided by 10 is 10. So we'll round it off. So we'll say an estimate of the quotient is 10. All right, let's go ahead and try a little bit closer. Let's just go ahead and do 100 divided by 7. So 100 divided by 7 quickly goes in there once. And then we have a 3. And then it goes in there about 14 times. So we'll just say an estimate is 14. Okay, 14. The actual quotient is, all right, we'll go ahead and do 97.92 divided by 6.8 is 14.4. Okay, and it is definitely reasonable, and again, it's just a little bit lower. Okay? All right, so again, sometimes they hopefully they should tell you round to the nearest whatever, but in this case, rounding to the nearest 10 wasn't, they wanted something a little bit better, so we rounded to the nearest dollar and went from there. All right, very good. Let's look at homework exercise number 6. 68%. Estimate the product by rounding the number so that your resulting arithmetic can be performed by hand or in your head, and then go ahead and use a calculator. All right, 68%, we'll round off to 70%. 427,263, let's go ahead and just do to the nearest 100,000, 400,000. So 70% of 400,000, 70 times 4 is 28, so it's going to be 280,000. Again, I just did 7 times 4 is 28, and then the percent, you would move it, it would be less than that, right? 70%, so you know it's going to be less, so it's going to be 280,000 when we multiply by 0.7. Okay, so we have an estimate would be 280,000. 70% means multiply, okay? So again, we've got 280,000, all right? The actual product is 0.68 times 427,260, 263 gives us, all right, let's go ahead. I'm not sure how exact they want. 295.38.84. All right, put in all the decimal. And is your estimate reasonably close? Yeah, we're in the hundreds of thousands, right? And we're only off by about a little more than 10,000. So I definitely say it is reasonably close. And they do agree. All right, so in this case, whatever decimals you get, put in your decimals, and that should get you correct. All right, we're going to stop this session at problem number 6. This is your math teacher, Dr. Swears. I hope you found this video helpful. If you need more help on any of these problems, send me an email using the inbox in the Canvas course through the FGC portal. Again, this is your math teacher, Dr. Swears. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful.